Hi, my name is Charlie Knight. I'm the Curator of Military History at the North Carolina Museum of History. You might be wondering, well, what does a curator do? Well, we use artifacts or objects, in layman's terms, to tell stories of people. History is really just the story of people. It's not name, dates, and places. It's how those names, dates, and places affect everyday people. And when you look around your house, you've got, I'm sure, lots of artifacts that help tell your personal story or your family's story. And so, one of the things that we want to do is have a museum at home type of thing to look around your house and find things that help tell your story. Now, behind me, you might have noticed there is an army uniform hanging. That was my grandfather's uniform during World War II. That's the uniform jacket that he came home in 1945 from France. And his name was Charles Ashmore. He was from South Carolina, lived in Norfolk, Virginia, immediately before the war. He served in a supply unit in the 28th Infantry Division during the war. Serving in a supply unit like that kept him behind the lines, so he didn't see a lot of combat. He only got into combat once during the war. But even then, World War II was an experience that deeply touched him. Unfortunately, I never got to know him. He died a couple years before I was born. But my grandmother told me all kinds of stories about him. And after she passed away several years ago, I found his uniform tucked away in her closet, as well as a box of letters between the two of them during World War II. And it was absolutely fascinating. He would write just about every other day during the entire war, from when he got in 1942 on up to the end of 1945. But it was fascinating to read what the two of them were thinking and what they wrote back and forth to each other during the war. We'd be interested in seeing your museum at home. If you'd like to take a look around your house and find some artifacts that help to tell your story or your family's history, make up your own museum at home. Write a label for the artifacts that help to tell that story. You can become a curator yourself. And if you'd like to share it with us, you can put hashtag make your own museum and share it on social media.